People call it foolishness when someone believes they can do the impossible. But sometimes that same foolishness is what makes it possible. Once upon a time, two brothers lived in a small village surrounded by dusty farmlands and thick bush paths. The older one was tall for his age, already carrying himself like someone who believed he should lead. The younger was smaller but quick, with a restless energy that kept him following his brother everywhere. One harmattan afternoon, they decided to wander past the last farms. The air was dry, scratching their throats. The ground cracked under their feet, and each step stirred small clouds of red dust. Birds scattered from the trees ahead as they made their way into a part of the bush they had never explored. There, hidden under long weeds and fallen leaves, they saw it, an old stone well. The stones were cracked and moss clung to the sides. No bucket hung from it, no sign that anyone had used it in years. Curious, the older brother walked closer and leaned over to look inside. The stones at the rim were smooth and slippery. In a single moment, his foot lost grip and he fell forward. There was a splash, then silence. The younger brother's heart jumped. He ran to the edge and looked down. Far below, in the darkness, he saw water rippling and heard his brother coughing, his voice echoing up the walls of the well. "Help me," the voice cried. The younger boy looked around. The bush was empty, no farmers, no passers-by, just an old rope lying in the grass, stiff from age, and a dented bucket with a broken handle. Without thinking about whether it would work, he tied the rope to the bucket and lowered it into the well. "Hold it tight," he shouted. The rope pulled tight in his hands. The weight dragged at his small arms. His palms burned as the rope rubbed his skin raw. His shoulders ached and his breath came in fast, heavy bursts. Any grown man might have stopped, saying it was too much for someone so small. But the boy never thought about that. In his mind, there was no choice. His brother was coming out, and he was the one who would pull him out. He leaned back with all his strength, digging his bare heels into the dirt, inch by inch lifting the heavy weight. His arms shook, his back strained, but he did not stop. At last, a wet hand gripped the rim of the well. Then another. The older brother pulled himself over the edge, water streaming from his clothes. Both boys collapsed on the dry ground, panting, their hearts still racing. When they returned to the village and told the story, most people shook their heads. "How can a small boy pull another out of a deep well? Impossible," they said. But one old man who had been listening from the corner smiled and said, "He did it because no one told him he couldn't." And that was the truth. Sometimes what people call delusion is simply belief that has not been broken by doubt. And sometimes that is the only thing strong enough to make the impossible possible.